So the story is the most powerful tool in not just network marketing, but in any business, in anything that you do. Like it's your why, it's your vision, it's your truth, it's your honesty, it's your integrity, it's your values. It's what you really feel, you know. And just to give you guys some context, so it doesn't become weird, and you don't become one of those like weirdo guys that like runs this like mechanical template without it being like feeling like it's you. Just know that the template is there just to guide the conversation. And then when you talk to people, it can obviously be very simple. But, you know, think about the way that you recommend a cafe. Like, think about the way that you recommend a movie. Think about the way that you recommend your favorite yoga studio. Think about the way that you recommend having a conversation with someone that you really trust and believe in. Think about the way that you recommend like your favorite food. You know what I mean? Like, there's something behind it which is real. You know, you've done it yourself, you've experienced it, and you're trying to share that with the world. Now, what happens when we do that naturally is that it happens naturally, right? But as soon as you start to create think of it as a business, or there's like this monetary exchange, or there's a law of receptivity behind it, or there's the weird intention that you're trying to sell them or get them, people just do weird shit, right? So the key thing is everything you do just come from that heart space, come from that integrity that you have, come from the values that you have. Like, don't recommend things if you don't believe in them. Like, if you haven't had a good experience with this program, don't recommend it. But the truth is, intermittent fasting, high plant-based, like vibration food, this community, like hanging around Tal and Cal and Will and Jem and Jamie and yourselves, like we're high vibing crew, right? So this should be something that you do naturally. The key thing with this template is obviously you don't need to like oversell your story. Just be real. Like, just be really real. And, you know, don't just give reasonable expectations. It's not like the cure all for everything. It's just food. It doesn't prevent or treat anything. It's just food, right? You don't need to overpromise. Like, when me and Tal had a space probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, where people created a lot of hype and it just felt yuck. And it's like, don't do that. Like, just be real. Like, literally just share your authentic experience. And then if they ask you questions, then connect them with someone that might be able to answer it for them, or send them to us a product, or give them the tools so they can be self-informed and make their own decision. So the template is real simple. And this is what you learn at UIA with David Wood. He just teaches you to go a little bit deeper and make it a little bit more punchy and a little bit more emotional, because, you know, we can talk about it at like a surface level, but if I can pre-frame it, you guys like really drop into something that actually fucking changed, like something that actually was a difference. Like, for me, when I talk about chronic fatigue, you know, for me to go from 10% to 80%, I can say that in words, but how I actually felt, not being able to get out of bed in the morning, how I actually felt, you know, trying to get through the day and show up as like this health professional who felt so freaking incongruent because I was just so tired every day. Like, when you really hit on that and share that story, you start to relate to people. And then it's not even about a product. It's not even about this. It's about people can relate to the way that you felt, and they can relate to the way or the solution that you have and how you feel now. And the authenticity of what you share in between is literally up to you. And all this template does is gives you a bit of structure. And it's like, here's 3 things I felt like from a health point of view. And we'll talk 2 stories, health and business, right? So be well, be free, 2 different stories. You're not going to go talk to everyone about money when they might just be looking to feel a bit better, right? 5% of people start for the business, 95% of people start for the health. So there's the clue for the type of story you tell. So health journey, before you started, I felt, you know, I was run down, I was depleted. And make it relatable. I couldn't get up before my alarm clock. Whatever it is for you, like, just think about what those things are. Who you were introduced by. This is a word of mouth program. And it's like, I was introduced by a friend, like Peter, like she's popped up on Facebook one day and she was high vibing and I just reached out to her. 9 months later, after being a bit of a dickhead and a bit of a skeptic and just watching from the sidelines, I decided to like give it a crack. And then since then, I've been using the program for 5 years. As a result, you know, I'm the healthiest I've been at 30. I still integrate the program. I travel around the world. I wouldn't go a day without having a smoothie, or like if I feel really low energy, I know to really reintroduce intermittent fasting and stuff back into my life. And I know that I can maintain an optimal level of health throughout my lifespan. And now I believe that everyone should be able to have that, right? So it could be that simple. Like, and think about the context of when people would ask you about this. Like, you might put up a post, like I put up a video about intermittent fasting. People ask me about it. And I'm like, oh, well, here's my experience, man. And that was my story. And then they're like, oh, I'd like to know more about it. And I said, well, to be honest, like, you know, can connect you with Tully because he probably knows a little bit more about it. Now, the truth is like me and Tully could talk about this for forever, but connecting him with someone else to have the conversation is really powerful. And we know that is a three-way connection. So thumbs up. We all cool with that? That all makes sense? Jamie, Will, Tal. All right, sweet. Jam. And even if you've done this before, like, please understand that your like authentic story is the most powerful tool you will ever have to help people give this a crack. And then people will borrow your story as well, and they'll tell it to other people. So, you know, the simplicity of it is really important. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take myself off the share button. And who would like to go first? And just we'll work through this together for the first one, and then I'll work with people to share their story. So who would like to just play with me at home and just run through your story so far? Will, Cal, Reese, Jamie, Tal. Who's up? Leaders go first.
No, I'm happy to do it.
Do you know your story? Oh, is that you, Cal, or you, Will?
I said me, Cal.
All right. I saw Will put his hand up first, so I'm going to go with you, Will, and I'll come to you next.
Do it.
All right, Will. So do you know your story? Have you had a practice, or do you want me to work through this?
So I did write a story. It's a bit too long for my liking, but that's the only way. I haven't really refined it or anything.
That's okay. Well, what about this? Just run the template and just share that with us.
Yeah. So I've got my background first. So pretty much been playing music since I was 12 years old, and I've recorded my own EP and everything. Very passionate about men's work, suicide prevention, conscious living, and I preach those things in my music and in my life. Then the next one, the jobs I'm working in at the moment, or was working in, whatever, don't serve me in the slightest. They take up a lot of my time and energy and aren't at all aligned with my vision.
Yeah.
I had the realization I just don't want to work for just money. I want to earn a living working at something that I can actually make a difference, while directing that money into things I love.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that could exist until I met Tull. We connected through one of his workshops and then continued to chat outside the workshop, and he became a mentor. I'm now dedicating my time to impacting world health while also supporting others to be financially independent and thriving. And then my question is, what would you do with what would more time and money create space for in your life? Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I got. And it's a bit like mumbly and shit, but that's basis. Yeah.
Don't apologize for anything, man. This is where you tell it and you stop. And you let people respond, because like straight away, like in this moment, I didn't know that you stood for that, right? So my level of connection with you just went from like here to like there, because I believe in the same thing. Do you know what I mean? So now I know that whole story, and I'm like, shit, musician, believes in men's health, suicide prevention, like world health, all these type of things. And I'm like, dude, I'm aligned with him on like an emotional level now, right?
Yeah, sick.
And that's powerful. Now, was that a health story or like a be well story or a BFREE story?
Probably a BFREE. Yeah. I'd say. Cool. Yeah. Yep. But I could definitely I don't know, I haven't fully delved into the physical, because I know my energy levels are way better and I feel lighter and all that sort of stuff. But cool. I'm really more excited about what I can do with the money and how I can tell other people about that. So I don't know. Yeah.
I hear. Let's just work through your health story for 1 second, because you got a business story. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Cool.
Now let's talk and this, the big thing here, right, is if you understand, you're part of the 5%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're the ones that are looking for the freedom. Yeah. And to be honest, like Peter, when I first started, she told me both. Like she gave me what I wanted, which was the health story. But then she told me what I needed, which was the business story. So like she got me in with oh yeah, you're feeling really low on energy. This will help you. Here's Ayurveda, the Chinese, blah, 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 right? And then she was like, oh, and by the way, like, have you seen this? And I was like, the business story. And I was like, what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
that sat with me for so long. And it was like the thing, and I was going to tell you about this, the thing that actually made me change my behavior to try the program was like, I believed in the products, but I was excited about the opportunity.
Yeah. I just want to share as well, that's the thing that's limiting me at the moment, because the main thing that I'm resonating with is like kind of supporting other men in their financial freedom. And that's like only a tiny percentage. But I was working through some stories around Isote and fucking like uncovered some stuff, which is so epic. Like I love it. And one of the main things that I've got from this is actually looking at all my shit like in that light. So it's really helped me to like actually change heaps of other areas of my life. Because so
epic, man. Well, let's have a play now. Just run the template we've got in front of you now. So 30-second story, like just your story, just go from the top. Like let's talk health, right? So you dropped it before. You were like, you went straight to, as a result, I now feel, which was like, oh man, my energy is so much better, and like da 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 da. So let's go back to the beginning. How are you feeling, like in terms of like your physical health and well-being, your mental, your emotional health and well-being before you start the program?
Yeah, so energy levels were probably about like I'd say 40%, which is like not great. And I've had problems with like blood sugar, like not diabetic or anything, but like was majorly like if I have a sugar, I'll just crash. And I need like I really I just needed like extra food, and I wasn't getting it, like that extra kind of support or something.
Funny way to like really saturate.
Exactly. So I just snack on shit, you know.
Gotcha. So you did 3 things before, right? And then you introduced the program by
Tal.
So you introduced by Tal. And how'd you meet Tal? Like a little bit of like background, like met him in a workshop.
Pretty much met in a relationship workshop.
There we go. All right, so something unique. How long have you been integrating the program for?
About almost 30 days.
So close to 30 days. So what are you finding after the first 30 days? As a result, what are you starting to notice?
Way more energy.
So like from 40% to what?
I'd say 80%.
And how are you noticing that in like your everyday life? Is it?
Well, I can just go all day and not have to have a nap. And like, I can go all day, like, I can still feel tired sometimes, but I can be on it. Like I can actually do stuff like this, even though I've had a pretty big day, and show up like comfortably and everything.
Okay. So like how many people do you think, and this is the key point, right? When you're telling your story to help someone else, it's what can relate to them as well, right? So, you know, you related to me by saying getting through the day without a nap. Like if you'd spoken to me when I was like napping 4 times a day, I would have been like, fuck man, I want that. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? How do I've spent like 2 years, like not being able to get through the day without a nap. I now think it's normal. You found a way to solve that. Epic. That's your first thing. What are a couple other things that you've noticed?
Probably like my muscle gain as well. Like I've definitely gained a bit of muscle. Like it all started all of a sudden, like I started eating meat again, like a bit more meat, and like, but it's totally helped me to just like get some gains and feel stronger, and like, and in the gym, just pushing harder and stuff. Cause I've got that shake right before that. Just like, it's so good. So.
But this is the thing, right? So how many dudes do you think would like to like get the gains they've been trying to get at the gym for the last 3 years doing the same shit?
Or on shit that's really shit for them, you know?
I know, but if you came and told me I was fat, I'd be like, you know what I mean? If you came and told me I was using shit protein, I'd be like, fuck you, man. And I'm going to swear, I'm going to be honest, right? But if you inspire me through your changes, and I see your changes in real time at the gym, and you've been able to tell me your story, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to ask you, like, what are you doing, right? And you're going to tell me what you're doing. And because I've got a massive, healthy, like a male ego, I'm going to be like, oh, that's bullshit. But I'm secretly going to want to know more about it, right? So, you know, so you start to plant these seeds with people. And this is how powerful the story is, right? So what's the last bit? You now believe after 30 days,
I now believe in the product.
Cool.
That's a big one. I believe, that's something for me to work on, definitely.
Yep.
But I just believe in the product, and I believe that just staying at something like this, you can definitely make a change in your life.
Yep.
So,
100%.
yeah.
100%. Okay. I'm going to give you a big round of applause. Thank you for going first.
Yeah.
Legend.
Thank you.
Jamie, Reese, Callum, I know you guys are shooting.
Will.
Some of you got your cameras off, but just give us a thumbs up as to whether hearing like Will's story helped at all, or gave you some inspiration, some motivation, gave you another story you can relate to, realize there's another dude in the group who's like you. It becomes a bit more real, yeah?
100%.
Epic. And the challenge, and this is the challenge for everyone on this call tonight, and I'm not going to tell you what to do. This is never a tell you what to do space. But if you feel inclined and you feel game enough to share your 30-second health story in the Be Well group, that would be freaking epic. Who's up for that?
Challenge accepted.
Yeah. And 30 seconds. Like, you can give a little preamble at the beginning, but try not to go longer than a minute, yeah?
Jump on a live video
Live
and just
video.
share it in there. A couple of minutes.
100%. 100%.
Couple of minutes,
Okay.
just a minute, Tal.
Just
30
a minute.
seconds.
1 minute of our life, man. Hey, Tal, do you want to actually, no, go Cal. Let's go Cal, because you put your hand up second. Tal, you can go third or last because you didn't put your hand up. But Cal, tell us your Be Well story, man, your health story.
Tal, you gotta win it to get the biscuit, bro. My Be Well story. Yeah, so before using the products, I felt like a shell of a human. I was definitely lost with my inner spark because my physical energy levels were so low, and they really had a toll on my mental health, which I actually really wasn't present to. And I was basically just like in this constant roller coaster cycle where days I'd feel really good, other days I'd feel absolutely terrible. And that just played out in other areas of my life, business, finances, whatever. So my health was really sacrificed.
Yep.
And so Tali actually introduced me to Isogenics. So Tal is my housemate, my best mate, and he's been on the system for 4 years, and I've kind of watched and always stood to the side. And then one day I just decided to give it a go. So that was actually exactly 4 weeks ago now. This Monday, 4 weeks ago. So we're almost at the end of my first 30 days. And now after these 4 weeks, like, I feel back. Like, I feel like I have a soul again. And I feel like I have presence again. My energy is way more stable. I'm way more productive. And, like Will, I'm recovering from the gym, like, so much better. Like, I'm in the gym lifting heavy weights and recovering really well, which is huge for me. And so now what's really possible for me moving forward is to really just expand and build on that, to take my energy to another place, to just be more excited, to train more, to train harder, and to really then use my health as a way to expand my life in other areas. So
epic, man. And like, I know there's so many people watching you, dude. Like, it's I think the integrity of the human that you are, and the authenticity of you, like, because I think a lot of people would watch you and not know that. Like, even when you told me you were low on energy, I was like, what? Like, every time I see you show up, it's just such high vibration, But to know that outside of that, you weren't feeling that way is really powerful. And there's something I read, I can't remember who it was from. It was the other day, but it was like, if social media shared as much of like people's failures and their depths as it did the wins and the positivity, it would create such a massive change in the world. And I think that's the power of our story, is we get to like share the depths, but then also share the solution. And like, Tully, you can probably relate to this, man, but there's a lot of people that have come and shared this story and they still haven't solved the problem, right? So they're still in the dip. But, you guys have gone from here and like you said, you're like, I got my soul back. I'm like, how freaking powerful is that? Especially when everything you do is about soul's work, right? So, and this is something that would be so relatable to so many men, right? And the guys that you want to work with, because how many dudes out there do you think just feel like the shell of a man? You know what I mean? They don't know what they don't know. They don't know that there's a solution out there for them. They don't know that they can feel better. They don't know that there's something simple they can integrate and then take into their life, right? So you're appealing to such an amazing group of people, man. And if you need any help, like having a bigger impact, obviously the crew's here for you. So Again, Will, Carl, Jamie, who like got a lot out of Cal's story and relates to it in a big way? Yeah, born man.
Sweet. Thanks, Ross.
No worries, dude. You're a legend, man. Thanks for all the the way you're showing up in the Be Well page and what you're doing on Insta is freaking epic. And it's a great thing. And this is, I think, where this your energy is where this community is going. Is people just stepping up and saying, "Hey, I can do this," And I think together, in the same way, I'll set up this as a system, and we can host a conversation, or Tully can run a money call, or Will can be vulnerable enough to share his story, or you can show up and do social media stuff. I think as a collective group, if we really start to do this on every single level, this community is going to blow up, and we're going to have a real cool impact. So, just thanks again, man, for what you're doing.
Thanks, Ross. Got that acknowledgement.
All right. Hey, Tal, did you want to go off mute? And if it's okay with you, man, I've got to do a Facebook Live at 6. So would you be able to share your story and then facilitate Jamie and Reese to share theirs?
Yeah, of course.
All right.
So I'm not logged in on Be Well though, bro.
That's all right. I'll make you host.
Yes, sick. Okay, so when you leave, it'll stay running?
Yep. I'll just go jump on a Facebook Live, boys. So I'll do my Facebook Live in the Be Well group as well. And I'll watch the end of this recording because I want to hear what Jamie and Reese are up to as well.
Sick. Cheers, Roz.
Thanks, guys.
All right, fellas. Firstly, fucking big ups for getting on the call, guys. Love your consistency and continually showing up, because it's it's just fucking good to see. And not many people, pat yourselves on the back, because not many people do it. A lot of people do a lot of that, and then a lot of people go missing. So the fact that you guys are even here doing the work is 90% of the way there. And it was really cool to hear your stories, fellas, because obviously I've been watching and have seen them all the way along, but even I heard a few things for the first time as well. So it's just the power of doing this as an activity. So my story, I'll just go real quick. So my health story, so before I started using the system, I was pretty healthy, but I was probably operating at about 80%. And I thought that was just normal. I was relying on a few coffees to get through the day, but I thought that was just normal. I wasn't sleeping that well, but I just thought it was normal. So I wasn't actively seeking a solution, but I wasn't firing all cylinders either. And then I was introduced to the system by a physio mate of mine, Rory. I've been using it now for over 5 years, but in my first 30 days, I noticed a massive shift in my energy levels. I went from relying on 2 coffees a day to none, recovering after workouts better, put on 2 kilos in my first 30 days. So my gains definitely came along in the gym. I started sleeping through the night, which was a really big thing for me, because I didn't realize how badly I was sleeping until I started sleeping well. And so once I experienced that, I was like, fuck, if a health professional who's doing all the right things can feel this much better, imagine what it can do for all the people that are struggling. So then I just started to share it, because I believe everybody deserves to feel their best in their body, mentally and physically. So that's more my health story. And then a lot of you guys I've already shared my a community and business story with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unmute. I'm on my phone, so I'm going to unmute Jamie. I think I just unmuted Jamie.
Jamie can unmute himself, eh?
Oh, yeah. Sweet. All right, big dog. So Jamie's yet to put the products in his body. So, but are you cool to share your story more around the community aspect of things? I haven't got your audio, Jamie. Can you guys hear Jamie? No. You're unmuted. Yeah, got ya.
So Kane's, my brother's audio stuff is all plugged in.
Oh, okay. Now, all good, man. Yeah. So did you want to fire away? I know it's a little bit tricky because it's but it brings up a good point though that's worth mentioning is we've got a lot of solutions for people. Yes, we have health solutions and financial solutions, but a lot of people are looking for community and direction. And that can come through the money and the products of course, but the community in itself is something that we have to offer people. So this is a cool chance to hear what that can do for somebody, because like literally products even in Jamie's body yet. So yeah, I guess share your experience so far, man.
Yeah, so I've sort of written down a bit. It's sort of pretty rough, but yeah, before I found Isogenics, I felt out of alignment with myself, and I didn't really have like much clarity in life. So, you know, I was sort of waking up and just sticking to the same routine, doing the same things, and like deep down, I knew that there was more to it, and there wasn't much purpose to it. I was introduced by Isogenics by my good mate and mentor Tully O'Connor. Yeah, I haven't started my Isogenics program yet. However, my life has shifted majorly, and there's this new direction and there's new clarity in my life. I wake up now and I'm ready to go. So I'm ready to, I don't know, I feel like my life is more aligned. So as a result, I'm excited to help others find their sense of alignment and their purpose in life. And I now believe that Isogenics is, I didn't really get to this one, but I believe that Isogenics is a great way to start communities, so they create friendships which can help find the alignment and fulfillment in life.
Epic. Love it, bro. Fellas, do we give him one of these ones?
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, man, that's perfect. And it's like, and it is hard. So like, good job, like getting through that without obviously having tried the products. But I think, and really take time to, and it'll evolve over time. And that's the thing, our stories, especially our business story, but even our health story evolves over time. So keep checking in with that. And just try to refine it to sort of 3 points. So rather than it being this like before, and it be like a bit of a, or this, and then this, and then like, it's like actually I was feeling a bit stuck. I was feeling like I was in a monotonous grind. Yeah, no worries, Will. Peace out, brother. Chat soon, man. Yeah, so really kind of nail that bam, 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 and then as a result, bam, bam, bam. So it's just a bit like punchy, and that'll come just with the practice, bro. Obviously, that's the first time you've done it. So, yeah, love your work, dude. Sweet. And then Reese, I haven't got your camera, bro, but are you there? Are you keen to share your story? Not sure. You can unmute yourself, or you can type in the chat. Otherwise, we might wrap it up there, guys, because we've gone past 6 o'clock. So, yeah, like Roz said, the challenge, if you choose to accept it, is sharing your story in the Be Well community, to in that Facebook group, just jumping on and just going through the template. So just say, you know, wanted to share your results so far. Jamie, this might be a little bit trickier for you, but you can just share just, you know, your experience of the community so far. Do you know what I mean? And you can jump in and share that and still go through the same thing and just say, you know, you've just really excited to start the products and see what this can really do for you, kind of thing. And share your experience of the community. Cal, did you have anything else to add, brother?
Yes, I was hoping you'd ask me. Man, I just wanted to say to use the template as a guide. Yeah, like Tal said, just a couple of points, and use it as a guide rather than like as a script. Just allow it to free flow, and try and just practice it in your own space, around the house, as a conversation rather than as a written thing. Yeah, and I think just don't overthink it. Something like this, we can try and make the perfect story, and then overthink it, and then not be clear about it, and it's just going to come with ease with practice. So yeah, keep it simple.
Practice is the main thing. It's like scripts feel weird until you practice them enough till they don't. It's like the first thing you use, the icebreaker script or whatever, and you're like, hey, I've just found out, or like anything feels weird the first time you do it. So like Hal said, just practice and voice message each other, like voice message the BFREE Fellas thread. Do you know what I mean? And then you can get it in under a minute, and then we can provide feedback and all that. So the more you can do that and practice it, the more it will start. But it's like plan, do, review. So plan, go through the script, just do it, however it comes out of your mouth, and review. Was that, do you know what I mean? Don't review while you're doing it. Don't be like, oh, what was next in the script? Just talk, just share. And then after the fact, go and review. Be like, I missed that bit, or I could have had that in. But do it after the fact, not while you're in it. Otherwise, you sound like you're in your head and you just sound a bit weird, to be honest. So plan it and then just do it, share, and then review.
Yep, 100%.
Epic. All right, fellas. Well, let's get active in that Be Well group and let's get the ball rolling. Let's get some runs on the board this week. And get some people. Let's go share our story, because there are people out there struggling. Like, there are people out there that are feeling like a shell of a human. There are people out there lacking energy. So let's go share the love.
Yes.
Peace out, fellas. We'll chat to you during the week.
Cheers, Sal.
Later.
Yeah.